What's up, everybody? It's Mike Claudio. Welcome to Mike's Monday Motivation. I get this question a lot, and I don't know how and I don't know why. I've released thousands of pieces of content related to helping people win in life and business. I get questions like, Mike, do you do coaching? I coach. I do one-on-one business and life coaching primarily for contractors in the $2 to $7 million range. And like there's some bigger, some smaller, but I feel like the average client I work with is somewhere between 2 and probably 10 million in revenue, helping them win more at life and business. Somebody who's kind of lost track of themselves or their mission, or they're just bored or overwhelmed or depressed and just stuck in general in life and business, and they want better relationships, they want better finances, they want better customers, they want better employees and systems and processes and all of that. Those are the things I help people with, or some of the things I help people with. So if you've ever considered one-on-one coaching, go to workwithwinrate.com, fill out the form, and let's have a conversation and see if we're a good fit for you and you're a good fit for us. And so this topic of coaching is kind of part of today's overall topic. That's why I wanted to lead with that. So like, well, what is he talking about? I do one-on-one coaching. Well, I had a day a couple weeks ago where I was just over it. Like I was in a really toxic mind space or headspace. I was in a really dark place, just mentally, physically, emotionally. Like I was just over a lot of things. I was struggling. It was a bad day. Like to the point where like I told some of my employees to stay home. I kind of locked myself in my office for a while and just kind of like did my job, coached people. I had to handle the best of my ability and worked through that day. And I needed that day. Like I needed permission to kind of just be in mood and not pour that onto anybody else. Like something I learned a long time ago is that my energy impacts the room. Whether I want it to or not, whether I like that or not, my energy impacts the room. And so it's really important for me to be responsible with that. And so like I knew I was in a really, really bad space. Like, and I don't think I've done this before. Like I've had my assistant around me for almost 2 years. I don't think there's a single day I've told her not to come in. But I knew I was in a really, really bad place, and it would have been unfair to anybody around me to deal with that. And so accepting the fact that my energy impacts people whether I like it or not, because people do, no matter how hard I want to try to believe otherwise, people do care about me. People want to see me win. People want to take care of me. People don't like letting me down. Like there's pros and cons of that, and sometimes I have a hard time accepting that, but I was in a really bad day. But this same day, I had 8 coaching calls. It was probably good to be distracted with it, but it was a really hard day to kind of chew through. But I'm not the only one. I'm not the only business owner, the leader, the only parent out there that has days that they just want to burn it the down and like make it all worse and become a victim of their own turmoil. And like that's real. Like I'm not the only one, but not everybody can still show up. There's like 2 specific things. There's probably more, but there's 2 specific things I want to cover on this episode specifically. First is be open about it. Every call I got on, like, hey guys, I'm in a shitty mood today, just letting you know, I'm here to help you and I will support you, but FYI, I'm in kind of a dark, toxic place today. And so that allows the conversation to go a little smoother because you can like put it out there. And when you say things out loud, it steals the power from it. If I'm holding it inside and I'm trying to keep it in and I'm trying to control it, it holds the power over me. Saying things out loud steals the power from it. So saying it out loud, me and the client could laugh about it. They could share something they're dealing with, some mindset or toxicity. And then we had a little chuckle about it. And then we got on with the coaching call. And so whether it's with clients, family members, employees, friends, anybody, like anything, like, hey man, just FYI, like I'm kind of like in a really bad space today. I'm in a bad headspace today. I'm like a little negative today. I'm a little toxic today. Like saying it out loud steals the power from it, but it also sets proper expectations. I try really hard to not present that I'm perfect and have it all together. I have solved and figured out a lot of stuff over the years, but I am not perfect. Like I have bad days. I have moments. I have toxic thoughts. I have volatility. I have inconsistencies. Like most people, like I know I'm not unique in that. But when we try to pretend it's not happening, then people are like, well, why are you treating me so poorly? They tend to internalize it as they're the problem. And if I've learned anything, telling people I'm in a bad mood right now and I don't know why, but it's not you, de-escalates, de-prioritizes, demystifies why I'm in a bad mood. Because if you don't say that, the person you're talking to is going to assume they're the problem and are then going to become defensive or hurt. And then I then have to not only deal with my own now I have to fix them too. And nothing drives me more crazy than that. Like I don't talk to people because people around me, they love me, they care about me, they don't want me to be upset, they don't want me to be hurt, they don't want me to be bothered. So they try to carry that or protect me from those things. And sometimes I'm just in a bad mood for no reason. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, whatever you want to call it. Like sometimes there's not a reason. But if I don't tell people, hey, I'm in a bad mood today and it's not you, they tend to internalize and either get hurt, start to get defensive, or start to try to fix you. And all 3 of those things make it worse. Not one of those things makes it better. And so being proactive with it can really help you show up for people when you just got nothing left. And then the second part of this, once you've properly, proactively communicated it, I have learned over the years how to compartmentalize my emotions. So I can turn it on. I can turn on coach. I can turn on speaker. I can turn on podcast host. I can turn on YouTuber. I can turn on dad. I can turn on husband. I can turn on specific roles. And I used to be really bad at that. I used to be really good at it at sales. If you're a leader, you've been in sales for any period of time, or you have sold at any point, you know, no matter how you feel, you go into that sales appointment like smiling, ready to go, because you need to close that deal. Well, I learned to take those skill sets I learned in sales to be able to show up and turn on a role, to be able to compartmentalize my emotions in that moment to other roles in my life. I got really good at it at sales, and that was the only place I was using it. I got really good at understanding that, like, if my prospect, if that sales prospect deserves me faking it, my kids deserve me faking it, my wife deserves me faking it, because certain days I'm just not it. I'm not feeling it, I'm over it, I got nothing left to give, but I would turn it on and fake it for a prospect because I need to close the deal. But I struggled for a long time turning it on and faking it for other people in my life. And so learning to blend those things together and be able to turn it on when needed by compartmentalizing, like, it's not Mia's fault, it's not the client's fault, it's not Tiffany's fault, it's not Clifton's fault, it's not Sam's fault, it's not MJ's fault, it's not Everett's fault, it's not their fault I'm in a bad mood, so it's not fair of me to drop the toxicity and volatility onto them. Sometimes I can fake it, sometimes I can't, and literally like that, this time a couple weeks ago was the first time I've ever told people not to come to work because I was in such a bad mood and I did not know why and I could not shake it. And so it's not fair to them to be given the negativity, the toxicity, because you just couldn't fake it for 10 minutes. So I challenge you to compartmentalize the emotions and feelings and turn on the role that's needed for the people that are in front of you so that you can minimize the impact to the people around you when you are just in a bad mood and have nothing left to give. This happens to everybody. I am not perfect. I am I'm a sinner, I'm a failure, I mess things up all the time. I've just gotten really good at minimizing those and impacting the people around me by being honest, by being intentional, by operating within values and morals and mission and vision and praying about it and reading about it and trying to get better as a person. I've learned a lot of lessons that make me a really great coach to others, but I still have bad days. But that doesn't mean that I get the permission to not show up for the people that matter to me. And so if you can be proactive in your communication to de-escalate what's going on for them, make sure they know that they're not the problem. And if they are the problem, tell them, I'm in a bad mood today because of you. Like, nothing helps the relationship grow in trust and faith in each other by telling somebody they are actually the problem. So don't lie to them. Like, if Mia f***ed up, hey Mia, I'm mad because you did this. She benefits from that. Me saying it's not her and then treating her as if she's the problem doesn't help. But proactively communicate what's going on so that it puts it on the table and it kind of pulls the power away from it. Be able to compartmentalize, understand what role is needed right now and turn it on. Turn on dad, turn on husband, turn on wife, turn on mom, turn on sales leader or CEO or whatever it is you do. Turn it on for that moment. You'll be really proud of yourself later. So if you're struggling with got nothing left and nothing left to give people, try those two things and see how it helps you win fast and win often.